With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. You look at this Baltimore defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
13, middle.
Jackson from the shotgun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Throwing is Jackson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. .42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. The crowd maybe losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And 3 yards there takes them to the 45.
Yeah, look at this Baltimore defense.
They're a tough unit to throw against. Currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot.
From the shotgun, Richardson.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28.
Report! Ready, shot! Hey!
Jackson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
The Ravens at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
Jackson now. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Hey, Ozzy. Sit up. You at X. You at X. Sit up.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. And that one results in 35 yards.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
We're scoreless after one. First and goal from the 6. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
Go ahead. Right shot. Go. Out.
Third and goal, Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And his kick is indeed good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Here's Richardson to throw.
And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And yep, indeed, the flag is out. So now it's third and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call.
Richardson working from the gun.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Middle.
Here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
2nd down and a yard. Now Richardson.
Steps away to his left. And he's got his big tight end here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Not too many teams will use a first-round pick on a tight end, so you know that when one does, he's got to be pretty darn special.
A small example of why they took him in the 1st round there. Nice little catch and run to get the good yardage. Escaping the pressure right. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
They'll run with Mitchell.
Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
Once more with Mitchell.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
They'll bring out Anders Carlson now to try the field goal.
This is an easy one, 23-yarder. And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Quarterback calls it down like 12.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
2nd and 9.
Hey, shot. Hey, report. 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 Shot.
Now Jackson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. Will go down as a gain of 6. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Third and 2.
Hey, shot. 180. Hey, hey.
To throw is Jackson. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Inside the 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now 2nd and 3. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jackson. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
No, we changed it. Hey, Ozzie, shut up.
Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Sit up.
Now it's Jackson.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And this one is right through. And that'll bring them back within 4.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the third quarter will start from the 30. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Alpha, sit on. 180. Ready, shot. UAX. 180. Ready, shot. Sit up.
Here's Jackson to throw.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
To the opposite of what they envisioned when they left that locker room, a turnover on the opening drive of this third quarter.
I like your identification there because that's exactly what they discussed in the locker room before they came out on the field. Let's get the ball. Let's go down and score. Put some points on the board and feel good about it. Not an insurmountable lead, but definitely not how they saw it at halftime.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Richardson looking to throw this.
Looking middle, and that's complete. First target, first catch, and a first down.
First down, Saints.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking at a second and 11 now after the loss.
Yeah, Richardson back to throw it.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a fourth down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on third and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Richardson on 4th down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
Mitchell fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Carlson's extra point up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 11.
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard at doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Jackson.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field, going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there. That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable, or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
And they run the option on 2nd down.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now off to the races down the right side. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2, they don't get it. Now they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that 2-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Richardson to throw off play action.
Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Now it's Richardson.
And a quick throw here that's complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season.
And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Carlson's extra point up and good.
And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
13.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Hey, middle. Sit on.
To throw again on second down. Jackson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
This defense has passed its first two tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Report. Ready, shot. Hey. Sit on.
Operating from the gun, Jackson.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That good for 19 and a first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Right back to him on first down. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
This 2nd and 4. And they'll go to the air now with Richardson.
And it'll be intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch it. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. They go play action now. Jackson, they'll roll him out right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, Ozzie, shut up. You at X. 180. That's it. Go ahead. 180.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so it went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
The Ravens on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Jackson will throw again. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Play action. Now Richardson.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he is going to have a Saints first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Richardson.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Richardson off the play fake.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Richardson looking to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
To throw is Richardson from the gun on 3rd down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will stay a 12-point game. Now, Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this 4th quarter deficit. That's quickly to Atwell on his slant. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Jackson now. Flush to his right. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. From the gun, Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Mitchell now off the option. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Richardson shotgun on third down.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Ravens are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
And now with that interception, you feel like we've got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Jackson.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
Big strides. Look at him go.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Josh Oliver. yards. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done.
Extra point splits the uprights.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3. This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
And if it wasn't over before, it is now. Looking for that one final first down. They got it and then some. If they play things right from here on out, that should just about assure them a victory.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum the other side is starting to gain.
And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
And his kick here is good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Here's 1st and 10.
Sit on. What? You change it. Sit on.
Jackson.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
The clock reading 40 seconds. Here's 2nd and 10.
Middle. Hey, middle. Sit on.
Throwing. Jackson.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big 3rd down.
Report.
Now Jackson. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, this game has not been short on intrigue, but that's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. So this one a victory here for New Orleans, and they were really helped by their defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense.